watches for presidents. Just a million trapped between skeletons. This the darkest that I ever been. The diamonds make you taste peppermint. You ain't driving the snow like it's the Revenant. And send orders back down to keep shoveling. Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips. You know it get calm when you look side to side like what the niggas say. And they ignore his voice and then you realize that the devil is talking to you.
Fucking retarded Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions.
As I've already alluded to earlier in the presentation, strength begets strength, and outperformers will continue to outperform.
Bruh, bruh, bruh. Hey yo.
I have no interest in that, but as of right now, Bobo looks fantastic.
Bruh. Survey says one more for the good guy.
Okay. All right. Okay, the music's kind of loud. Is it? I don't know. The jazz, like the cozy vibes. We're back. Man, I haven't streamed in a really long time. This is weird. Should I be in, you know, the hoodie, or should I be like naked, basically naked, or should I be beat up? Or we could do Macho Man. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Maybe we'll stick with the Macho Man. We'll stick with the Macho Man. Oh yes, the intro where all the people who FUD Bobo are all you know, supporting Bobo, you know. Let's run that back one more time while I get these charts set up.
All are fucking retarded Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions, Bobo Billions.
As I've already alluded to earlier in the presentation, strength begets strength, and outperformers will continue to outperform.
James Wynn, of all people.
Hey yo.
I have no interest in that, but as of right now, Bobo looks fantastic.
Riz. Can't forget Kakistan. And our favorite Bobo influencer, Alchemist.
Survey says one more for the good guy.
NWO, baby. Bobo World Order. Man, I got an all wrestling theme right now. That's right, the Bobo World Order is in the building right now. Damn, this chat is kind of lit right now. Who's we got Chef, we got Easy Does It, we got what is this? Mr. Gold Robe User 05, Crypto Ricky, Muskie, Chaz, your mom BTC, the one and only. But yeah, thank y'all for showing up. Well, we're gonna look at some charts, I guess, because we haven't really looked at too much. Moo, we got the Mumus. You know, let's go straight to Mumu actually, because we're just gonna go ahead and get that one out of the way. Because you know, Mumu always hits up the chat, and look, y'all, well, you guys are trying to break out of the cattle corral. You're at 2.5 mil. I would say this one is kind of a steal right now, right? Like Mumu at 2.5 mil. This is probably flying underneath the radar. Well, I mean, what are the other Mumu coins doing? The Mumu on Sol. Before you guys attack me, I'm just kind of looking at all the Mumu coins, all right? So, yeah, Mumu's kind of getting slept on right here. That might be a buy. Like, you're trying to break out, but you're kind of like curling up, trying to. I don't know, guys.
I'm about to bust.
Stonks go up. We can go look at Stonks real quick. Let's just knock them out real fast, like back to back to back to back. But welcome to the stream, though. This is July 27th, 2025. The daily close happens in 4 minutes from now, so we went live in kind of an important time. Sunday close. Monday open. Tomorrow is Monday, and Stonks will be open. So we'll see what happens. Not that Stonk. I clicked the wrong one. That was no way. This is what their chart look. Hold on. I'm just going to the other one real quick because this is the one. Stink. I call it Stink. STNK. STNK. They came out and basically when times were good and they tried to say, hey, we're Stonks, and basically like Vampire attacked the Ethereum Stonks, and it looks like did they give up? I don't know what's going on there. Now we're going to Stonks on ETH, who fought through all that adversity down here, and they're back up here. And it looks like you're at a resistance area. This is where we thought you were going to come up here and rest at. This is pretty cool to watch it all play out, though. We left a lot of marks on these charts, different patterns and everything like that. So we're going to be going through these and seeing how they played out, because it's been about a week and a half since I went live. Last time I went live here. So we got Stonks consolidating underneath this resistance area right here. If Stonks breaks out right here above 10 mil, it's probably gone. Like, it's gonna just go straight up. Like,
I'm about to bust.
Because there's not a lot of resistance here, like hardly at all. Like, this is just jumbled up mess, and this is what I was looking at the whole time, you know. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I thought Stonks would definitely come up here to 8 mil and just chill, but this buyback and this retest of this resistance here is very bullish. And you know, now we're on the cusp of like an Ethereum alt season, like a real Ethereum alt season. It's just like perfect timing. It's absolute perfect timing for you to be consolidating underneath this resistance area right here. So it's a bullish chart for Stonks right there. That's kind of like my analysis of it. Sheesh. I mean, I would just continue to watch Ethereum, and you know, if Ethereum's making new highs, this is definitely going to break out, and there's probably going to be some fireworks on the chart here, for sure. Someone said Stonks type shit. I ate some Mumu this weekend. Oh man, where's Hank at? Where's Hank?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
I know, Hank, I'm sorry. All we do is eat cows on stream. Talk about eating steak. Mumu, Bobo, Mooncat, no order. Yo, I just heard it was Kobe behind Stinks. Crazy that Stonks survived and is fixing to fully send. Hey, man, there are some weird cabals in crypto, man. And if you stay, like, you have to stay like at least like 3 years to really see it all play out. I think like Chef, I know Chef is in the chat somewhere. Chef of memes, I've noticed him, like his progression over time. Like when when I first noticed him kind of like trading and stuff like that, he was just kind of like trying to figure it all out. And I think like in the last few months, like he really like, he went and he put like all the pieces of the puzzles together, and he's like seeing how everything really plays out, and all these little cabal clicks behind the scenes trying to run things like that. And I've just really been enjoying all of his tweets, like calling everything out, because I'm like, yep, other people are seeing through the bullshit. If you stay in this space for like 2.5 years, you have to see like at least like 1.5 cycles to kind of like figure it all out. And yeah, it's pretty obvious, but that wouldn't surprise me though if that was true. I did see some other people that I thought were kind of like in his clique shilling it as well, so I don't know. Anyway, Stonks looks good underneath resistance right there. And so far, we don't have any crazy vampire attacks right now. So your thoughts on the markets in general, BTC, ETH? Let's go. Okay, it's a great time to go look at that right now because the daily candle just closed. The daily just closed. Bobo didn't do a whole lot today, but it did close green. It did close green. Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Bobo's closed slightly green, so congrats, Bobo. Bobo has been on an absolute tear though. it's been outpacing even Bonk and SPX in like the last 60 to 90 days, which is insane. But you know, that's because Bobo was extremely oversold in these conditions, and we basically had to figure a way out to flatten the curve and get this thing running back up in the right direction. Mistakes were made in a previous cycle that we controlled, and I think we all kind of figured that out as a community, and we are headed in the right direction now. So definitely, you know, learn some things. That's for sure. Let's go look at Ethereum real quick. I was looking at the Ethereum chart on the yearly yesterday and saw some interesting things here. Actually, wow, this thing is pressed right up against it. Bruh. No diddy. Check this thing out. I want to show you guys this chart on the yearly on Ethereum. Make those wicks a lot thicker. Bruh. Here we go. All right, so these wicks right here on the Ethereum yearly chart line up almost perfectly, and it looks like it kind of broke out a little bit today. See that little baby wick right there popping out? I don't know. These are just like little things, because I'm wondering, like, I go through different time frames and I'm wondering, like, okay, why is price kind of stopping right here? Is there a resistance here? So I filter through like everything, like, you know, 4 daily, 3-day, weekly, monthly, yearly, and I just kind of found a pretty interesting trend line right there for the yearly on Ethereum, and it looks like it kind of broke out a little bit right there, so that's really bullish. Let's go to the daily real quick on Ethereum. Okay, let's zoom out. I think Ethereum is completely bullish though. Before I even look at the chart, I think this thing's gonna go. I think this thing is gonna absolutely send. It's due. You're knocking on the door. This is not what you want to see if you're a bear, like at all. Let me get rid of this line right here. And Ethereum has had trouble historically with this level throughout its entire life. You know, right around 4K. Look how many times it's nuked from here. Like, these are really bad dumps, like half the time, like down here, you know, here. It nukes like, you know, 30, 40, 50% every time. Even like, damn, that looks like a 60%er. This one was really crazy early on, 2021, before we had that crazy rally rebound. But historically, Ethereum has had a lot of trouble with this range. So we tried in 2021 to break above and hold this, but you know, that was a few years too soon. But this time is different. We have BlackRock money. We have institutions buying. So maybe that will help us a little bit come up here and reclaim this area and pump again. So I'm expecting something very similar to possibly this breakout right here, but I think it will hold this time and continue on. There might be like some wicks and some liquidations, some stop, you know, some sweeps maybe up here in this area. This is going to be a very volatile area, I think, for a little bit, and once we break into the 4,000s. But yeah, I think Ethereum's ready. I really do. Let's check it out on like the weekly and see some things here. Weekly looks a lot more cleaner for this range, but yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna see another Chad candle up through here, and then possibly a retest of 4,000, and we have to hold 4,000. That is pretty much the game plan for Ethereum right now. And I cannot even imagine if Ethereum holds the 4,000 level and then it continues to chat upwards and goes into price discovery. Your Ethereum meme coins are gonna go absolutely crazy. Like, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. It doesn't matter if you like a certain coin or you don't, whatever. They're just gonna go up. It's just gonna happen. That's right. Moo's in the chat right now. The Bobo Grinch. Should I be the Bobo Grinch? There you go. Bobo Grinch. I'll go back to Macho Man, though. We got the Bobo Grinch. Hello, Snotty Napkins. But yeah, that's kind of my game plan for Ethereum. I just don't see any reason why it would dump right now. There isn't any, bearish pattern forming. I mean, unless you want to be like it's at the top of the range, but how many times do we need to tap 4K before it finally breaks? And I feel like Ethereum is so undervalued in comparison to Bitcoin. If we go to Bitcoin on CoinGecko, what I'm talking about here is, Bitcoin is sitting at $2.3 trillion market cap. And in the past, Ethereum has been at least half of the market cap of Bitcoin in like alt seasons, and even pushing Bitcoin to like flip it sometimes and getting that Ethereum flippening talk going. And we're not even half of Bitcoin's market cap right now. Like, we're not even at $1 trillion. So not until Ethereum like crosses the 1 trillion threshold would I even be like looking for any type of like bearish, indicators or anything like that. I think there's just so much more room to run, and the time to be bearish was, when Ethereum was at 1,000, I guess not bearish, but when we were down here, like, I don't know, we're just running, guys. It's like there's no reason to be a capo right now. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no reason. Rekt MFer reposted the stream. Thank you for reposting the stream. It's a cat that moons, so let's go look at that cat that moons. We've looked at Stonks, and Stonks is coiling underneath resistance. And if you see Stonks make a new, okay, let's zoom in on Stonks one more time real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I think if you see Stonks make a new daily candle close or something above, around 10 mil, it's going to fly. Like, basically above this resistance area. Look at these candles and previous price action over here. So Stonks looks pretty cool. Obviously, Mooncat. Let's go look at Mooncat. Mooncat had a really nice run today, and it's still chatting upwards right now. It's funny. I've had so many people, not the Bobo community, because a lot of the Bobo community, they kind of embraced it. And I was kind of nervous at first, talking about like Mooncat, openly, but I just saw it as like a really great opportunity, like trading opportunity. You guys know I've traded lots of coins and like, forever I posted, but I've mainly just kept it Bobo. But I thought Mooncat was a really good opportunity for, I just to throw out there, because it's like, it's the #1 coin on Moonshot. It was obviously the only organic one. I knew it was going to outlast everything else and survive. Moonshot is a great app. It's probably like the best on Solana in my opinion. And just what a great opportunity for people to buy the first cat coin on an app that's so good on Solana, and they openly shill it every single day. I mean, what is there not to like about this coin? So I'm still Bobo for life, everything like that, but it gives you something that some of the Bobros to do. You want to play on Solana, well, there you go, there's your Mooncat coin. And I'll continue to support it because I think it's bullish as fuck, honestly. And the reason it's going up so much is because Jupiter launched their Launchpad platform as well. So if there's Uranus coin, where's Uranus?
Bruh.
Where is Uranus? Okay, there's Uranus. I'm not sure if this is the right liquidity pool, because the liquidity is only 1 million in this one. Let me go look if there's some ones with higher liquidity. There are. It's just all kind of spread out. Okay, let's see. Or this is like an older platform or an older launch. Is this an older coin? So has this been out for a while? I didn't even know Jupe had, a launch pad. That they sure do. It's Jupiter. So did they just start shilling it openly? So Rod, thank you for speaking openly about Mooncaster. I'm up bigly. No problem. Yo, DM'd you asking you to pull up meme coins on TradingView because I normally use DexSpy, but realized they use the TradingView chart. Most of these dexes use TradingView. Like, they integrate TradingView in them. but like you can't really search them on the actual TradingView app is what I'm trying to say. Launched first day of Jupe Launchpad like a month ago. Okay. Yeah, because I've been kind of out of loop. I've just been so like laser. I've been like so focused in on Bobo and you know, so I've been kind of out of loop. Jupiter acquired Moonshot. Is that what you said? I don't know, but Moonshot, and that's another good thing to bring up, Bull, is because Moonshot has like partnerships with Coinbase and stuff. Like they're really linked up with everybody as well. The catalyst was Uranus community purchased a billboard outside of SpaceX. Okay. Jupiter's Studio X account has always shilled Uranus. Meow started shilling yesterday. That's why the price broke out. Okay. So yeah, there's these other launch pads and platforms that are, you know, shilling these coins. And Moonshot is, you know, hard shilling Mooncat as well, because, you know, they want to showcase to the world that, you know, this is what happens when you use our app and you create a coin. You can make, you know, generate fees. You should use our app. You know, it's like, it's a no-brainer. So people comparing, you know, that with me shilling like any type of other random coin, I would hard disagree, because, you know, Moonshot or Mooncat has all these different catalysts tied into it, when your average other meme coin, something like, you know, like this,
Bruh.
doesn't really have those same types of catalysts. So I'm going to be careful with what I talk about, because I love my community a lot, and, you know, I want to see them all win. So I thought that was a good opportunity. My bad that you guys are up so much on Mooncat, though. My bad that it might go to like $1 billion or something. My bad. Let's go back and look at it real quick. But yeah, that's the reason why I think Mooncat's catching a big bid right here, because, you know, Pump Fun got a little greedy. I feel like, you know, Pump Fun got a little greedy. I don't really know what's going on with Pump Fun and the airdrop and stuff like that, but feels like they got a little greedy. They mad Bobo got a cat that moons. Yeah, I think so. Hold on real quick. All right. Okay, here we go. Motion on my Mooncat. They mad. Yeah, they mad. That's pretty much it. Pork equal harem. Yeah. You will never catch me dead shilling a coin called pork either. That's why I kind of find it a little odd that you know, Dijon Harambe, Pepe Dev shilling pork coin. I personally can't do it, because, you know, when me and Z went to battle with pork, you know, whether he wants to admit it or not, it kind of left me scarred for life. So I don't really want to shill anything called pork ever again. So maybe it hit me a little different than it hit him, because, you know, but they did dox like his mom and, you know, everything like that. So I personally couldn't do it. Bobo does look good here, Fries. It does look good. It's still continuing to outperform most of the market. Apu is starting to break out as well. Let's go look at Apu before I start ranting on the pork coin. Mr. Gold Mumu Sirloin today. Yeah, we got to have some more of those steak videos, those extravagant steak videos that he posts. So Apu is trying to break out as well. Let me look at this on the weekly real quick. There was actually, see, Apu did break out on the weekly here. Look at this. Okay, so there you go. Apu broke out on the weekly. So Apu has been making these higher lows for quite a while. Let me get my little pin over here. So slightly, it's been making these higher lows. We've been monitoring this for like months now. A lot of people have been getting really frustrated with the market, but that had to do a lot with Ethereum's price action. You know, Ethereum price action has been very frustrating, but now it seems like the conditions are very ripe for pumping. And Apu has broken out on the weekly, and it could full send at any moment. I would not be surprised if you see a candle on Apu, just like a big weekly. It might be a really big green week for Apu. I'm just going to put that out there before it happens, so I look like a magician when it happens. But you got Apu breaking out on the weekly right here. So this is what it did last time it broke out on the weekly. Look over here. See, you had this little bit of resistance, and it just ate straight through, and that's when it went all the way up to all-time high. So last time Apu broke out of this level, which happens to be around 100 million market cap, which makes sense. That's a psychological resistance level. It absolutely just full sent. So there isn't a ton of resistance here. Look, I would look at right here, possibly for a little bit of a checkpoint, but I think Apu is cleared for takeoff to go and test that area right there. Finally, this is like your big accumulation range here on Apu, which I did reference Chainlink a lot, which was funny because Apu and Chainlink, there's a lot of correlation there as well. And with the Link Marines shilling Apu, and your chart looked just like Chainlink before it popped to the upside and went crazy. So that is my my Apu analysis. I think you guys look really good. I think it's gonna send. I just like the frog, says Kung Fu Apu. Just like the frog. Some people don't even care about the chart. They're just like, hey, I'll just keep buying. I don't even know what's going on. And well, obviously that's the case because you're starting to break out. It's gonna go higher. I believe it's gonna go higher. Okay, let's look at SPX. Man,
Bruh.
this thing is giving bears fits.
The meme coin super cycle is not just a prediction about the future. It's already happening.
Okay, so here's another one we had mapped out a little bit. So we looked at the previous all-time high, which when you make a new all-time high, it acts as a resistance after price discovery, acted as support. Here we go. So you hit that, came back down. You are consolidated underneath it right now. This is kind of what Stonks is doing too. Remember, we just looked at the Stonks chart and we saw a little bit of can't even talk right now. Consolidation underneath this resistance area, and then it broke out to the upside. So SPX broke out, and then it came down here and quickly retested this previous all-time high of support, and then just took right back off. So these dips are for buying. That's pretty much what happens. And if you sell your coins down here, you lose them. It's over, and then it just starts pumping back up to the upside. Crazy. I sold almost the whole bag at 100 million. I could have like 10 millions now. Jesus. And SPX well bought Bobo some days ago. Yeah, SPX he did. I saw that he bought some Bobo. So SPX wells, there's gonna be a lot more just whales of different coins. They're going to be wanting to buy lower market cap coins to get more X's and more multiples because the entire Ethereum ecosystem is going to be bullish. I think, that's why they're looking at Bobo. That's why they're looking at Apu. They're just like, wow, these things look very undervalued and they're performing pretty well right now. I'm going to chunk some money at these because I already have a bunch of money tied up in SPX or whatever. So yeah, first ones he talked about were Bobo and Mumu. Okay. Koktoshi 69. A lot of coins that have similar market cap of Mooncat are usually having to coordinate wells to pull liquidity and re-inject gain supply control. How bullish is it that Mooncat is not doing this and almost hit 7 mil? I think it's, I'm bullish on Mooncat. I'm just really bullish on things that move organically and succeed, because if you don't move organically and get like real community and the love for the project or the meme just isn't there, you're gonna go to zero. So you can falsify these pumps, you can add leverage, you can build apps that push coins to higher market caps through leverage, or make all these inflated market caps or whatever. But if it's not organic at the end of the day, you will go back to zero. Like, that's just the way it is. And it sucks, but that's just the way you have to do it if you want to survive long term in this space. Like, I think, like, if you look at something like Apu, for example, when Apu pumps, it's gonna pump like very hard. It's gonna be very aggressive, very ferocious, and it's built a solid foundation down here on all this accumulation that's been going on. So there's gonna be some really strong hands down here. So when the speculators come in, or the people that just kind of want to just trade it for, you know, whatever, you're going to have a solid group of diamond-handed holders. And I think, you know, if you go to holder scan, hold on, holder scan real quick, and you go to like the diamond-handed holders or whatever, Apu ranks, I think like number 8, something like that. Diamond supply, there we go. Token leaderboard. Bobo moved into the number 10 spot, but you see a very similar pattern here. You see SPX is number 1. I know you can't really see it behind the chat. Fartcoin, Whiff, PopCap, Bitcoin, Apu is at number 8. Wolf. So, you know, Joe, Chill Guy, UFD, a lot of the top performing coins are all kind of up in this area right here. So I think when things get really crazy, these coins are definitely going to fly, and Apu is right up in there as well. Look at this thing. So I expect pretty big green week. I'm just putting it out there. I'm thinking a green week for
the meme coin super cycle
Apu.
is not just a prediction about the future. It's already happening.
Have I messed around with the hype ecosystem much? No. I do know of one hype coin. I think it's called, it was GM or Good Morning Coin or something, like, yeah, this one. I think this was the first coin. Was this the first coin launched on hype? The hype ecosystem, GM? But it went to 0. So I think if you guys look this up, I might be giving you more gems just to hold long term. I don't know. But it's literally at like 69k market cap or something. But I think there's a coin. This might not even be the right one. I don't know. But there's a coin on hype chain called GM that I think was the first coin launched on hype. Is that it? I'm not sure. But yeah, there's your free hype alpha. It's like, Moo, show the bull. So if hype chain never takes off, that probably catches a bit. I don't know. Bobo and Mumu to the moon. How can you get listed on holder scan? Well, holder scan just listed Bobo. Like, I didn't even have to ask them. They just kind of listed us. But you can go to you can search your coin on here. I think every coin kind of pops up, and then it has like a little verification over here, just like deck screener, and then you can click verify. So they listed us on here and they talked about us a lot, but I did have to come on here and verify myself over here, I guess, with Bobo. You see my little profile. I logged in and I got my little Bobo verification, so I did that. And yeah, you can come on here and you can see everyone who's buying and selling. You can see who is, you know, selling the most. You can see who's buying the most, and where their wallets are and where they rank. So if you go and you verify all your information on here, there should be no FUD about your coin really like that. So the only 2 coins I haven't seen on here that haven't verified their wallet, you know, movements and tracking everything is Pepe and Mog. I've really been curious. I really wanted to see, you know, those Pepe and Mog wallets and kind of how they're moving things around, since they love to talk about Bobo so much. But Bobo's verified. You can go on here, look through everything, and it looks really good. And we're ranked number 10 in the diamond-handed holders. So, booyah! I know that's not. I know that's not what the haters want to hear, but it's really just that simple. Anyway. Bobo Council NFTs are pumping a little bit, and NFTs in general are pumping a lot. Moonbirds, man, I really wanted to grab a Moonbird. I should have grabbed a Moonbird. Moonbirds are pumping. They were like close to, like, I think they were under an ETH at one point, right? yeah, they were half an ETH, and now they're all the way up to almost 3 ETH. So NFTs, if you haven't checked NFTs yet, they're catching a bid on Ethereum, and Azukis are still 2 ETH. Kind of interesting. They haven't caught a bid yet. But Moonbirds, Pudgy Penguins, and Miladies all kind of catching a bid. Rekt Guy as well. I mean, what can you say about the Rekt coin that hasn't been said about Apollo moon missions? Because this thing is going into the outer space. Let's look at it on the daily. So there's Rekt coin. And, you know, this is what I would expect a coin to look like if it was just a brand, like a sparkling water brand that's starting to get stocked in 7-Elevens and running it like a real company. I would expect it to probably even go higher than that. So we'll see. Any update on Apu NFTs? Apu NFTs. We have to go to OpenSea. OpenSea. Let's go to OpenSea real quick. OpenSea Apu NFTs. Apu Staja NFTs. They are up slightly. I think they are catching a little bit of a bid as well. I think they went as low as 0.06 and now they're at 0.09. I think people are just like yeeting them on the floor right now, but they're around 0.1. And I saw some people on the timeline talking about how you can go through the rare traits right here. Might be a good time to go see if you can snag a rare trait before other people pick up on it. Like just like a duck skin right here. Duck skin is like, there's one for 0.38 and the next one up is 0.82. Like Joker skin, like 0.2. I mean, even, you know, they're just rare traits like that. So if, you know, Apu looks like it's gonna break out, so that might be your warning. Like Apu's breaking out on the weekly, and their NFTs are kind of mispriced right now. So especially if Apu catches a really nice weekly candle after the breakout, people are going to be scrambling to buy those Apu NFTs and like flip them or do whatever. And yeah, so there's your warning. Spicer, Rekt Guy NFTs are the play. I mean, Rekt, yeah, I think those are probably undervalued in comparison to, you know, how hard the chart's pumping. Let me go look at them again real quick. Okay, Rekt Guy NFTs. Yeah, Rekt Guy NFTs are only, they're at, how much, what's the supply of these? The supply is 8,814. They are at 1.2 right now, 1.3. And, you know, I think they're probably still, I mean, not even probably, they are undervalued with how this chart's looking right here. Does any other chart in crypto look quite that crazy? Not really. I think you're right. I think they are a little undervalued right now, and they're probably going to continue to catch a bid. Let me look at their sales. Yeah, they're selling pretty good. That's why it still feels like we're kind of early. But you know, this is a very good indication too, because today was a Sunday, and typically, I mean, Saturday and Sunday have been absolutely dead volume wise for the last few months, and today and yesterday were pretty decent volume days. Like, so we're starting to turn it back up a little bit, but still not as much as we were in the past when things were really ramping up. So yeah, Retardio cousins. Yeah. Do you want to look at the chart, Retardio chart, or do you want to look at the Retardio the NFTs? Somebody swept like 50. Oh shoot! So somebody swept like 50 Rekt guys yesterday. I think, you know, Retardio, this is starting to break out a little bit as well. Let me go ahead and get rid of all these real quick. Retardio, very undervalued, I think, as well. Just for the mind share that they grasp in the Solana ecosystem. Look at this. You're watching it live happen right now on the weekly. You know, the weekly just closed. Right at resistance, and we're breaking out right now on the Retardio chart. We are breaking out.
The meme coin supercycle is not just a prediction about the future. It's already happening.
Check this out. There is your resistance area on Retardio, and you see this fat green candle just starting to chat upwards. So this looks a lot like Apu as well. So this might be, I know, fingers crossed, but this has the look of a very green week, at least early on. Like this looks like it is ready to roll, ready to launch. This almost looks exactly like the Apu chart. Look at this little resistance area here too, right around 60, like cleared for takeoff here from 34 all the way up to 60. And if we go back to the Apu chart real quick, I'll draw that same little bit of resistance right there. You're breaking out in a similar fashion. Now we can go and compare. Look at that. Just like it. So there are a lot of altcoins that look pretty much the same. Bobo has a similar type of look to it still. If you go to it on the, I believe the weekly, I mean, Bobo was already broken out on the weekly, but we have another area right here that looks like another potential breakout area right here. This would be, you know, this would be a really, really big breakout right here. Not a lot of resistance at all once Bobo breaks out of, this would be around, I think like 75 mil. Breaks out above that, it's probably gone. It's gone. Just letting you know. It's absolutely sending.
And it's gone.
Sol ETH. Sol ETH. Sol ETH. That is a good one to look at because I made a little bit of a remark about this one. This was a very interesting chart. It still is. Look at this thing. So we've been calling this out for weeks now. We looked at this trend line break. You know, it was kind of a weird, you know, trend line break, but it was there. You could kind of see where it was getting bid. I think it's like if you go to the weekly, it looks a little bit cleaner. Let me see it on the weekly. Yeah, so there it is on the weekly. You see this trend line that was getting bid up on the weekly, and then it finally broke down. So anyway, that's what we were looking at on Sol ETH. And we saw that breakdown. We're like, oh, damn, is Ethereum going to start pumping? And sure enough, Ethereum started Chad pumping straight up. And we were looking at this area, horizontal support, for a possible bounce on Solana, because you've bounced here previously against Ethereum multiple times, but you just kind of went straight through. Almost a very malicious looking sell-off all the way down through here. What is that? Holy crap, that was... Look at this. These are daily candles. These are daily candles on the Sol ETH chart. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 weeks. 14 red daily candles.
And it's gone.
In a row on the Sol ETH chart. So yeah, that was belt to ass. Solana was really, you know, getting his butt kicked against Ethereum right there. But Solana did bounce. And what do you know? It got rejected. A hard rejection right at, you know, an area that was formerly support, now acting as resistance. And it got rejected hard back down here to the lows. So we'll see if it can rebound and try to, you know, recapture this level and break out. I think, you know, it's probably inevitable that it does. At least I would think, because Solana is, you know, lower market cap, so it has more room to run, more multiples against Ethereum. But I mean, Ethereum is looking very strong right now, even as we speak. That is my Ethereum Solana analysis right there. It is very funny how that played out so perfectly right there, though. Ethereum is the winner. So it says Mooncat's OG NFT, please. Why are Mooncat? You know, why does anyone know why Mooncat NFTs are catching such a bid right now? I noticed that as well. Mooncats have caught a bid from it was like 0.16 all the way up to 0.4. You know, what is this? Is this like Mooncat? You know, it's just, we got Mooncat the coin pumping, and now we got Mooncat NFTs. This is just because, you know, NFTs are catching a bid in general, so Mooncats are back? I don't know. Hello, Glazed. Hello. I see ya. Okay, so you said Retardio Cousins. We'll go to Magic Eden for that one. Magic Eden seems to actually we can go more in depth on NFTs right now. Let me make myself a little smaller so you guys can see it a little better right there. Maybe I'll just go in the middle. I look real small in the middle so you guys can see the screen a little bit better. Because we have NFTs are really starting to pop off here. Damn, node monkeys. Node monkeys are 0.08, so node monkeys are starting to catch a little bit of a bid on Bitcoin too, because I think node monkeys, from what I saw on the timeline, are trying to build their own marketplace similar to CryptoPunks. So that's why they are up almost 80% on the day. That's pretty good. Moonbirds are pumping as well. Let's see, little pudgies, Bitcoin puppets, 0.05, Miladies. Anything going super crazy? Let's look at the cells. Who's going? Larva lads? What the hell? I don't know. Let's see here. Volume. That'll be better. Mutant apes catching a little bit of it. Fidenza. Oh man, if Fidenzas are selling, then that means we're really back. And Azuki. So it's basically the usual suspects here, and that's why I think Ethereum memes and Ethereum NFTs can pump in unison this cycle, because we kind of weeded out everybody else who didn't want to be here, or maybe their projects failed or whatever. So we've kind of chosen the winners on Ethereum, and we narrowed it down to maybe like 30-40 NFTs, 30-40, probably not even that much in the meme coin area. So maybe 30-40 projects total, meme coins and NFTs, so that way they can kind of all pump in unison on Ethereum. Solana is kind of in that process right now. We really aren't sure who the true winners are on Solana yet. I think there's just a lot of people still jockeying for position. It's kind of like a land run. Every chain has like a land run where you see who survives and becomes the mainstays of each chain. So I think Ethereum has kind of already done that, and that's kind of like my take on how I think NFTs and meme coins on ETH can pump in unison this cycle. I bought my first Bobo NFT a few days ago. Feels good. Feels good, man. These NFTs, these get used a lot on Biz and 4chan. You've probably seen these on the timeline just from random influencers using them, random calls. They kind of are like cult lore now. There aren't too many listed. I believe in like 75. The supply is only 2,222 as well. So for how much these get used around the internet, they are definitely undervalued. I feel like I don't see a lot of other NFTs ever get reused in like a meme type format, but you can see people using these to start threads, or maybe meme that it's over, the price is going down, so I'm going to post this guy right here, but they don't know he's actually an NFT. We're making fun of bulls on Aptos. We call it Craptos. Just things like that. These get used quite a bit. Super cycle, when it's all over, you post this guy right here. So yeah, there you go. Retardio Cousins, though, that's what we came here for. I'm getting so distracted. Retardio, are they cousins, or just like, where are they at? Where are they at? We got tribes of Retardio. Don't click though. Retardio, bro. Cousins? Are they just like cousins? Is that what they're called? Bro, I'm so not hip to this. DRB coded based sending right now. Let's let's go look at that. If you're still in the chat and you want to look at the Retardio Cousin NFTs, just let me know what their name is so I can look it up. I know they're out there somewhere. We're gonna look at DRB in the meantime though, because I am a very big fan of the banker bot type tech. Oh man, this thing is sending, and look at there.
Bruh.
This thing is reacting to these lines that we drew a couple weeks ago. Let's stretch them out here. So it broke out. It broke out of this range, and what did it do? It came back down here and retested this area, which was once resistance, now acting as support, and it just completely took off. And there really isn't a lot of resistance over here to go off of. I think, well, let's look at this one. If you're a trader, you know, you're a coping bear and you're looking for areas to sell, it's like, you know, where you previously were rejected right here a little bit. With is around, you know, 14 mil. But that's it. You crush through 14 mil. You got, you know, another little checkpoint right here, and you can just keep drawing these all the way up, you know, if you want to sell. But it's a very strong move, and it's alt season, so good luck with that. You know, it's like a lot of people sell too early. We could be, you know, on the brink of something absolutely insane. You really don't know how high Ethereum is gonna go. It could go a lot higher than anyone thinks. You know, a lot of people never thought we would see 100k Bitcoin, but there it is, and it's trading at like 100 with 120, 119k, and just chilling there. Absolutely insane. Retardio Cousins. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't popping up. I've looked at them. Oh, it's because I'm on Ethereum. It's dumb. That's why I don't ever use Magic Eden. My bad. I was like, I typed in Retardio Cousins, like, why aren't they there? Then they changed the name. I like these a lot. They, you know, they look like the Remilios on ETH, but you know, they're cool. They got all the girls, long hair. So these are another one that could possibly be undervalued, because I think Retardio looks really good as well. Go back to the Retardio chart. Where is Retardio? I was looking at it on let's finish the thought with DRB here real quick. I kind of just charted it out for you real quick. I think you're cleared all the way up until like 14.5 mil is probably where you're going to get these jerks trying to, like, you know, keep you underneath resistance. And, you know, I could see you, you know, consolidating under here before breaking out again. I mean, you don't have to. You can go up here and bounce and do that too, or you can just bloop. But I'm just saying, if this is usually where the jerks show up at resistance areas, just letting you know. But you're clear. You're pretty good right now. Looking good. Looking great. Let's go back to Retardio real quick. Retardio. Is Vine pumping again? Oh shit. Vine's pumping again. Retardio. I have like super ADD right now because everything's pumping, and I'm like, I feel like, you know, a kid in a candy store. I'm like, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. And that is a bad thing if you're a trader. You don't want to just be like chasing green candles. But it's a very exciting time in the market. Don't run around chasing cars and get hit. Check out Hyperactive NFT collection, Hyperliquid Network. Got Hyperliquid NFTs too. Wow. But yeah, there is the Retardio chart, much like the Apu chart, breaking out here on the weekly. And then we go to Retardio Cousins, which are under 5 SOL right now. What's your supply on these? Your supply is, you know, 4,400. So probably undervalued on those too. What is your all-time high on this? Does it say? Chart? Let's go look at the chart. Ooh, cool. It was 6 months. How high did you get all? So all-time high on these is 37 SOL, and pretty much you are bottomed out. You're flatlined right now on these NFTs. You are at all-time, well, not all-time lows because when you first launched, but basically all-time low. 4 SOL. You're at the bottom. So that's a great time to purchase a Retardio Cousin NFT as you are watching Retardio break out on the weekly here and make an attempt to run all the way back up to 60 mil. So instead of waiting to buy them at 60 mil, or when it breaks out at 60 mil and goes all the way back to all-time high, you can buy them now for four Solana. As you can tell, I'm pretty bullish on the market right now, and I think all these resistance areas are going to get crushed. I think they're all going to get crushed, and just drawing these lines is kind of just like for the trader, the day trader in me, or just the people that want to know where things are going to go in the near to short term. But I'm definitely long term bullish, at least like Murat says, for the next year or so, and we'll see how things evolve from there. So I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna do the damn thing. Patrick says 10k to 15k ETH. Yeah, a lot of people, they got those targets. Let's zoom out on Ethereum real quick and kind of gauge where it would look like it would. Let's see here. We're gonna do some Fibonacci. Break out the fibs on this real quick. Where is the other one at? The one that like goes on forever. Trend base. What? Bro, we're cooking like GAN right now. We don't even know what we're doing. So this is what we do. Instead of doing all that mumbo jumbo, we just go like this. We just draw a little circle and we go, that's the spot.
Bruh.
That's where it's gonna go, and that's what it's gonna be. Thoughts on Nub? Bro's feeling like Guardian right now. Yeah, I'm pulling out the Guardian trades. Actually, I already drew a chart like this months ago on Ethereum, especially when Ethereum was like down bad at like 1,500. I'm very long-term bullish on Ethereum, so I was like, this is where Ethereum's gonna go, and I just drew an X around like 10k because obviously it's gonna go there at some point, in the future, so you can look like a Chad. Like I told you it was going to 10k, and like you just kind of like move it out a couple years and you come back and you're like, yeah, I'm so smart. Can you please look at a base pro shops chart? BPS, yeah, we can look at that. We'll look at Nub too. Nub has been I think Nub's making some moves right now, or at least I think they are. They're up 26% today. They're pumping off the floor. They were 3 mil. Man, I should have got some of this coin Nub at 3 mil because they are up to 23 mil right now. And yeah, so they were chilling around 60, 57 mil. I don't really count this. Whatever, this was like launch day or something. I guess it was like around 165. But you're kind of hovering around 50 mil. So this is another coin that could possibly go silly, just a silly nub trading silly coins during an alt season. I see Inverse Bra posting this a lot too. And, previous cycles, you'd see alt charts like this, and then they'd just go like this. This is like 2021, 2017-esque style chart. And it is, I know it looks silly right now, but this is what all the charts, well, I got a follower on Twitch. Thank you, CD Cruz. But this is how all the charts ended up looking in 2017, 2021 during the real alt seasons. They just completely vertical. Retail in a frenzy, Black Friday, beat down the doors. Everyone, buy. Everyone wants some nub coins. So I think the chart looks pretty nice still right here, especially when you zoom out on these charts like that, because it looks very bottomed out. It's just like, why not take a shot on nub? It's just kind of a bottomed out coin here. We did break out from a very low, these are weekly candles right here, 6 mil, so you're up to 22. The trader in me would be like to look for a position to enter on nub, but it looks like you already retested it. that area I was talking about right there. Because if I go to the weekly, I'm looking at this area right here as like a support. And hello, I got another follow on Twitch from Javel17. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Yes, I am going live on Twitch and X simultaneously right now. But yeah, there's Nub's support area, and that weekly candle came down there and tagged it, and then bounced straight up. So that would have been my area to maybe bid, and it looks like people saw that area too, and they bid, and it went right back up. But that is why I go and I filter through, you know, the 1 hour, the 4 hour a day. I filter through everything to try to give myself the best advantage to see why people are trading certain areas like they are. And, you know, if you were looking at this on the daily, you probably would not have seen that support area like you would have on the weekly. You look at these weekly candle closes, and then you go and you look at it here on the daily, and that's where it was fighting for support. And Nub looks like it won that battle. So yep, that is some analysis on Nub. I think Nub looks pretty good after these two bounces off of 15 mil support. Yeah, I don't know. It just had its highest daily candle close since December of last year. So pretty crazy. XChat keeps rugging my request. Jungle Bay memes on base. That's where we're going. We're going to base because somebody else said check something else out. Base Pro Shop. Base Pro Shop. It's like Bass Pro Shop, but base. Base Pro Shop. Base Pro Shops. Under 1 mil alert. Under 1 mil. Under 1 mil alert. So we're doing Trench TA. I think your logo is hilarious though. I would love this on a hat. I would probably be the only one that understood what it meant, but yeah. Let me look here. I think your coin is basically, you know, this is you know, one of those coins. Anytime a coin is underneath 1 mil, there's usually a psychological level of resistance around 1 mil. So if I put a line on your chart right around 1 mil, you're gonna see, here we go, put a solid line here. You're gonna see where price plays with this area right here. I'm trying to break out right here, tap it right there. I'm trying to hold 1 mil right here, and you tapped it again right there. So I think the name of the game for Base Pro Shop, your base adventure starts here, is to break 1 mil and hold that, and then send into the highs. I mean, you hit, what did you hit? Your all-time high when you after your first launch was 16 mil, and then you tagged 5.8 right there. I think really it's just accumulation underneath 1 mil, and if you really mean business, break above 1 mil and then hold that, use 1 mil as support, and then you start building out your chart more like that. I mean, every coin has to start somewhere. I came on here and I did the same type of charts for Mooncat. You know, when Mooncat was trading at like 300, 400K, we were out here doing Trench TA on that as well. I think just capturing the 1 mil market cap is pretty much the most important thing for any coin that's, you know, trading underneath the mil, I would say. That's $20 million, not tokens. Check out Wild. Okay, let me go look at Wild. So we looked at Base Base Pro Shop. Welcome to the stream, Base Pro Shop store shoppers. Wild. Is this on ETH? Wild on ETH. Let's see, Wild. Okay, what is Wild? Wild is at, I said 20 million plus token buybacks. Oh, okay. Okay, they're doing a lot of buybacks. Okay, this is like a token buyback. Let me look. Hold on, let me see if there's a different chart on this. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so they're doing like token buybacks. This chart, check this out. right here. Look at this little area right here where you bounced one time, and I could drag that area all the way over. And look at that. It's acting as resistance. I'm telling you, man, these traders, they see these things, they start going crazy. It's like traders look for any reason to sell. Like, give me, like every trader's like, give me a reason to sell. So they draw these lines, and you know, I'm a bear, so take my word for it. I got the bear vision, the bear goggles on right now. I can see these resistances from a mile away, and boom, that is your resistance there. It's like at 350 mil. So pretty much, this is a pretty wild chart. This thing is from 2021. This coin is all the way from 2021, and basically anytime it goes to the 70 mil range, it's been a buy, and then it runs all the way up to 350 mil, tags that, goes back down to 70, and you've just kind of been doing that for the last 3 years. So that's pretty wild. It's in the name. TBC, we'll look at TBC. So really, this is just a very insane accumulation pattern. Like, I know the market cap numbers are large, but look at this. This thing hit $2.4 billion in 2021. So this is, guys, this is how crazy alt season was in 2021. You had Wildcoin hitting 2.4 billion in November of 2021, and now this thing is like an accumulation pattern of 70 to 350. Very broad area right there. So I think really this is kind of just like trading in a range right now, and if you want to pump to all-time high, you're gonna have to break 350. But that is a very interesting chart. Look at all that volume from back in the day too. Look at that. I'm not really caught up on Wildcoin. I have no idea what the backstory is on this, but I'm kind of interested now after seeing this chart. Pretty crazy. Let's see. You said, oh, the metaverse hype. Okay, so that the run. Okay, well, that would explain the header then. They're doing like a little metaverse thing. Okay. And if NFTs start pumping again, maybe these metaverse tokens start. Okay, I see the vision now. I see what you're. Okay, I see the vision. I see. So should we start looking at metaverse tokens now? Are we getting that deep into Ethereum alt season? Are we getting too ahead of ourselves? I don't know. But maybe these are the times to be looking at that as a metaverse project. Okay, I see the vision. I see y'all. Y'all are like, okay, the NFTs are pumping, but what about the metaverse? Y'all remember that? See, you got to zig when they're zagging. You got to go back and look at that stuff. Someone said troll. We can look at troll. Who said something before that? TBC. TBC. What's TBC doing? TBC is at 1.7 mil and pumping. So TBC is making yet another comeback and has recaptured 1 mil market cap. And I have been a fan of TBC. I think TBC can do, so many fun things because they're just basically AI media, and they just kind of report on current events or whatever. You can just do whatever you want with that. Pretty funny. You can just, the possibilities are endless for that content. You can evolve as time goes on too, so you don't have to just typically be one brand of AI content, or you can evolve from AI content completely and just do whatever you want. Like if TBC becomes like, the TMZ of crypto, like, I don't know, or just like reporting on things in like The Onion, that type of thing. The possibilities are endless. But you are breaking out of 1.6, or we'll see what's here. Right, 1.5 has kind of been like your resistance area, and you closed the daily over that. So you had a very strong move yesterday here on TBC. The Burning Crusade. What is that? What about WOD Metaverse? Oh, we got the Metaverse tokens now. But TBC, you look good. You just broke. You had your highest daily candle close since July 1st. So what do you look like on the monthly? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You're about to turn your monthly green. You could be like, we've been bullish every single month. You can say you can say that to everybody if you break out above 2.2 million here. You'd be like, what are you talking about, bro? We've been bullish every single month. Like, stop fighting us. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's fighting you. I'm just saying, like, if anybody does, you can say that. Tell them that you've been nonstop bullish since, you know, the day you were born. Jungle Bay memes. We're gonna look at Jungle Bay memes, and then we're gonna look at Troll, because I know Troll Snotty Napkins is going crazy about Troll, because Troll Coin is going nuts, and I think I have an idea why Troll Coin is going nuts. We'll talk about that in a second. Jungle Bay memes. Where are you at? There you are. Jungle Bay memes. Is this a Zora? Did y'all do Zora, or did y'all guys? No, I saw this. Okay. Sikasa said on the timeline that he made a tweet, and this coin accidentally got launched, which is kind of crazy, you know. And I know all the naysayers out there be like, oh, you can't accidentally. Yes, you can accidentally launch a meme coin with I think you did with Banker, because Banker misinterpreted something and was like, okay, I'm launching a meme coin. He's like, no, don't launch a meme coin of this. Well, it happened, and then so you got a meme coin, and I think that is what happened with Jungle Bay memes. So you are at 200k market cap, and you know the Chads are bidding. It's a low cap, but we got some trench TA right here. But you've just been steadily going up, accumulating here under 200k. So shout out to Jungle Bay memes. They've done a ton of Bobo content for us, as well as Sikasa, you know, being the #1 Bobo holder in our holder list. Hello, Rekt Tekashi, says Trading Ben. Wow. Well. We start talking about Troll, and then look who shows up. I think, you know, we got some people bidding Troll coin. Troll had a massive breakout. Let's look at, this is what we're talking about. We haven't been streaming in like a week and a half, but this level stayed true. We extend it over, and look at that. Just Troll coin broke out in incredible fashion here. On the daily chart, look at this. It looks even better. Just completely just shattered through resistance all the way up. Is that a new all-time high? Very close on the wick. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and count it. 41 mil straight from 22 mil breakout right there. Now you can look at multiple areas here for support on this. I'm looking at this candle close, and that looks like, you know, this is the first attempt right here. If you're looking at where price is reacting right now, look at that little bit of a wick. People are trying to say this is where we're going to have support at. We're not going to come all the way back down here to where we broke out and, you know, use that as support. No, we're going to use this area right here as support. And if that doesn't work, we're going to use this area as support. Or this candle close. You have so many options to choose from. It just depends on, you know, who bought this and how strong these hands are, or if people want to take profit, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you pumped so high in one candle that you have options now. So the trolls, you have options. You can set up shop right here, right here, right here. Or you can come all the way back down here to concrete solid support, which would be, you know, a retest of resistance right here at 23. But there, you got options. And shout out to the trolls, because that is one hell of a candle on
oh shit, here we go
on
again.
the troll chart. Jeets out, jets in, big pilot. Rekt is the entire market maker of all the coins. I'm starting to suspect that the Bobo community is, you know, the entire market maker of all these coins. And I think people are starting to pick up on it. I don't know. It feels like the Bobo Council starts talking about coins, and then they start making moves, and everybody starts getting suspicious. And then everyone's a scammer. It is beautiful. It is a very beautiful, beautiful chart on Troll. And, you know, Troll, and this is why I stayed bullish on Troll, not to, like, you know, be a bandwagon fan. I mean, you can go back, you can run the tape, but the reason I stayed, you know, bullish on Troll, not this bullish, damn, you blew me away with this candle. This is, but it's surviving. You know, Troll coin, you know, Troll is one of the biggest memes of all time. And it would make sense, you know, like if this was the Troll coin, shouldn't it be valued at like an extremely high market cap? Like if, you know, Troll meme had a meme coin, it survived and it's kind of proving, you know, its worth here. So I don't know, 35 mil could look like a lot right now, but if you really look at the value of a meme like this, which everybody in the world knows what this is, it's easily like $1 billion, like, you know, valuation in my mind. It just depends on, you know, what the community does with the coin or whatever. I don't know. But if this ends up being the Troll coin, then I just see like endless upside to it, really. It's just such a huge meme. Let's see, Lockheed Martin Inu next. We haven't looked at the Lockheed Martin Inu chart in a cool minute. It is at 2.4 mil. Oh man, the Jeet's out, Jet's in. This thing looking pretty good. The girls got the gun, and the Jets are starting to ramp up, take off here. Look at that breakout pattern. It is really cool to come back and look at these patterns play out. We had a little, you know, support right here. You held support, you broke out of this diagonal downtrend, and you really haven't looked back, and it looks like you're starting to break out again. This is another little bull flag here forming on LMI. Check this out. Looks like a little bit of a breakout there. Something like that. You can kind of see that forming. Check this out. Ding, 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 ding. Broke out. Now ding, 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 ding. Break out. It's just typical bullish price action that you see in altcoin bull markets, and couple all that with this parabolic curve that you got going right here. Look at this. Straight to the stratosphere. How high can jets go? I don't know what your altitude limit is on these jets, but it looks like it definitely can go above 5 mil. That's your all-time high. We'll see how high you're cleared for takeoff. It looks like you're cleared for takeoff. Not gonna lie. We All Gonna Make It. I'm curious to look at We All Gonna Make It chart next. I'll take a look at that one as well. I missed the beginning of the stream. Did Macho Man Bobo give... No, I haven't cut a promo yet. I haven't. I'm still kind of rusty. Like, this is my first day back streaming, like a week and a half. I haven't cut a promo as Macho Man yet. It's probably good, because if I did, I would probably cut a promo on a few people right now. I don't know. Just maybe next stream I'll cut it. I'll start the stream with a Macho Man promo. Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll do it here in a minute. I don't know. We'll see. We all gonna make it. We are all gonna make it. There you are. Look at the Bobo, arms crossed. He is absolutely pissed off that everyone is gonna make it. No crying in the casino, Bears. No crying in the casino. We got to zoom out here. Oh, let's see here. Daily. We all gonna make it. Okay, I can see what's happening on your chart right now. See it right now. You had a support area right here. I said support area. Support area right here. At 3.2. Tried to hold it, and it broke down from that. But you do have support right in through here, which is around 1.5. I mean, you don't have to touch that. You can, you know, do one of these like whoop whoop pull up, you know, type deal. Do I have that sound effect still in here?
Pull up. Pull up.
Yeah, there you go.
Pull up.
I'm gonna come.
You could do one of those type reversals right there. But I think you have very solid support here at 1.55 mil. You tried to hold it right here at 3.3 and it broke down, but that's okay because it's an alt season and you know the cows are absolutely stampeding. The cows are out and about, so I'm sure you could find some bulls that want to help you you make it, pretty much. Damn, that cow was pissed. We got a rebrand from the web dev of SPX. We appreciate you always. Had to throw Bobo in the rebrand since you've been supporting. Yeah, Bobo looks pissed, bro. Like everyone is like really happy in the bull market, especially I love. Hold on. Oh dang it, I can't look at this. Can I zoom in on it? Let me zoom in. I like the Mooncat, and see that's why Bobo's so angry. Bobo's next to Andy, and he's next to the Mooncat. So you know the Mooncat, you know he got the diamond grill and the chain, and he's throwing money in the air, and Andy's back there throwing money as well, and Bobo is just pissed. This is like the entire, like everything summed up about Mog and Bobo in one image, like right here. This is the perfect image of Mog and Bobo, constantly on the timeline fighting with each other. You know, Mog and Bobo, like meme aesthetic wise, like are just total polar opposites. Mog is just like this up only, you know, joy cat, super bullish, we got the pit vipers on, let's party bro. And Bobo is just like, no, I hate everything about you. I literally hate everything about you. My meme, you know, my entire essence, my soul, my body despises you, Mooncat. And he's just like, shut up bear, we're about to party. So that is that's it. I got all of that out of your header. I love your header. We all gonna make it. Yeah, he's like, come on bear, we're all gonna make it. But yeah, that's your chart right there. So you know, we've looked at a lot of these charts right here. So you know, that have looked like this. You lose a support area, you come back down, you reestablish support, then you fight back and you recapture it. Troll looked like this too early on. So we all gonna make it is you know, I've been a fan of the art that they've been making too. I like it. I like it. S-Bet. Who? Okay, so who okay, S-Bet. Okay, that's what that was from. I thought this was on, no, okay, I guess this was on, wow, they made a comeback. I thought this was on Solana. I guess not Ethereum. They double topped here. This was a meme coin that was associated with the stock that was buying Ethereum. I think this is like they're trying to do like a micro strategy for Ethereum, and they're an actual public stock. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And then they made a meme coin based on them. So it's basically if someone made like a micro strategy meme coin, and then the guy came out and said, we have no association with that meme coin, and then you know, it went down. But it looks like they made a comeback here this month that I completely went unnoticed by me and a lot of people on the timeline, apparently, because I didn't see anybody talking about this. But had a little bit of a double top right here, double top action, and I think you're sitting at a support area right here. This is actually a really nice chart from like a TA, like lesson vibe or wise, you know, I was gonna say vibe. But you can look at this double top right here. Check this out. Double top. You see even triple top right here. And here's support. See it holding support, and then it breaks down into, this is your accumulation right here. Look at all that accumulation, and then it broke out. This is what Apu is doing right now. Apu and Retardio. They went into these little accumulation zones, and then they break out. So this is what Apu is trying to do right now. It's trying to break out all the way back up to, you know, all-time high. And, you know, that's where the war starts. You know, SPX had to go through this, and SPX broke out of this dreaded double top thing, and SPX did one of these. You know, they just kept going. But this is where everybody loves to sell. They like, all-time high, I'm freaking out, I'm selling everything. That's like so typical in crypto. anything really. And anyways, you came all the way back down here, and now you're sitting at support again. So you're threatening to go back into accumulation, or you could bounce like you did over here, right here. So I got all of this information out of this chart right here. So it's actually a really fun chart to look at, just glancing through. I love this accumulation pattern it went into, and it broke out. And that would have been a really nice trade right there if, you know, I would have seen it, or I was bored enough to trade SharpLink on Uniswap. But you definitely got your TA analysis worth on this coin. Go ahead and delete all that. So that's a pretty cool chart. I like it. I don't own any, but what's happening with business? Let's go look at business. Man, is business pumping because they had the association with SPX? Are they finally pumping? Where's business? 3.2 mil? Not yet. I think they said they were going through like a CTO type deal. They're kind of, you know, just they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. This is some crazy chop right here on that run up. But looks like they tagged 6.6 mil spooky in July 11th, so they've just kind of been tailing off ever since. But I don't know, this is one of those coins where it could catch, you know, a hot narrative really fast because of its association with SPX. Apparently a former SPX dev is leading or made this coin, something like that. I'm not really sure. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, business bros. I know you tell me all the time, but I know you're related to SPX somehow, and that's bullish if SPX is continuing to chat upwards. Thoughts on Joe on Sol? I can look at it with running the risk of everybody from the Joe community absolutely trying to destroy me in the chat real quick. Mooncat to the moon. Is Mooncat doing well? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. Looking at everything. This is a crazy looking little chart. A little bit. You can draw all kinds of lines on this chart. Okay, so this chart, Joe, you had a little parallel channel you broke out from, and now you've entered a descending wedge pattern, which you broke out from. Doesn't look like the strongest breakout from it right here, so I would be looking at this horizontal support area right here around, was it 1.5 mil right there? If the continuation didn't really continue, I would look at that. I think there's a little bit of a horizontal range here forming as well between 2.5 mil and 1.5 mil. So I'm kind of looking at this after you broke out of this descending wedge. Now you got bulls and bears playing table tennis with your coin. You got a bull down here, and you got a bear right here. So right now they're serving it back and forth, and you're gonna see who wins. Who will win this showdown? Will it be the bulls or the bears? That is my Joe Soul chart. Is Slapcoin is doing something very different with IRL paid sponsorships. Slap is now global. Look at Slap. Slapcoin. Slap reminds me of Slap Juice, like on Fortnite. Every time I type in Mooncat, I always type in Moonshot. Mooncat. Mooncat's chilling. Mooncat's gonna go through, you know, the double top demons. I call them the double top demons. Right before all-time high, constantly. But I mean, hats off to Mooncat though. We got these double top demons up here, but look at this run up, man. Like it was just like 3.5 like yesterday, and you almost damn near broke all-time high today. Like that's insane. That shows the power of the Mooncat, and it's on a Sunday. That happened on a Sunday, and if we get a big green week like is looking like we're gonna get, Mooncat could go into price discovery, and absolutely start turning heads. All these other launchpad coins like Jupiter and stuff, what Uranus ran to like almost 100 mil today. So, you know, if Mooncat is the premier coin for Moonshot, it is definitely undervalued. And the only reason those Solana coals aren't really talking about it is because they didn't get allocation to it, because it is an organically traded coin. And basically, you know, the dev is getting creator fees for it. I bought at like, you know, around like 500k something after it traded for a few days. I was like, hey, check out this coin. So nobody really got in, you know, under, you know, I don't know what Solana coals want to get in. What do they want? Like 100k market cap? Like what is, you know, I don't know, man. How greedy do you have to be? They didn't even want this when it was like a mil, you know, it's 700k. They're like, no, it's too high.
Bruh.
That's too high for me. That's absolutely too high. I will not be buying Mooncat at 700k. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Retail is the exit liquidity that ultimately gets dumped on.
That's right, Murad. Mooncat Monday tomorrow. I think with Zora getting a lot of attention and it being a byproduct of Coinbase, will only put more eyes on Coinbase products like Moonshot. Clearly, they have a lot of money to inject when they like, yeah, Zora is a Coinbase god count. Yeah, let's look at Zora. We haven't even checked out Zora yet. I have literally not checked out Zora. I have seen everyone talking about Zora though. So we're going to see what Zora is doing. And oh my.
Bruh. Huh? Huh? Huh?
This is, do we have, you know, hold on. I got to switch Bobos for this one. This is Bobos looking at the Zora chart.
You call that a pump? You call that a fucking pump? That ain't, I've seen way bigger than that. Absolutely bigger. I've seen bigger. You have no idea what a real pump looks like.
All right, so that was Bobo's analysis on the Zora chart. He's not impressed. He's really not impressed. Personally, I am impressed. I think this is absolutely crazy candle. I wish I would have bought some Zora. You know, everyone was hating on Zora, and then it started pumping. Imagine that. That's how this space goes. All the way up to 324. Hey, are any of those Zora coins catching bids? That'd be kind of interesting. Why is this coin going up so much in the first place? Is that basis for everyone coin catching a bid? Please say. Bro, I bought too damn much of this damn coin. I got way too excited with Zora when it first like said, oh, it did catch a bid. I think kinda, not really. Oh, it's still chilling around where it was. So basis for everyone on Zora is at 9.12. Still around the same. I kind of went too crazy with that one. There was another one called SHIB is for everyone too, which this showed me that SHIB was completely washed. Like, look at this chart. SHIB launches a coin on Zora, like a secondary coin on Zora, and it couldn't even like it wicked to like 3 or 4 mil, and then it just completely died. So I was like, bro, that is a terrible sign.
Bruh.
If like I'm a SHIB holder, like I'm like, holy shit, we have no motion, absolutely no motion, and we are just holding this market cap because all of our, you know, liquidity or like supply is like locked, or whoever owns it or whatever. But you just showed me that you have like no motion. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So like nobody is caring about, you know, whatever you're doing right now. Moonshot app is underrated. I agree. I think Moonshot app is one of the best apps on Solana, if not the best. When Shibarium? Hey, you know, people are like, is Bobo the next SHIB? I'm like, all we got to do is release a blockchain that doesn't work, and then we're the next SHIB. Happy birthday, Rekt. Is it my birthday today? I don't know. 7/27, 2025. It's I don't know. Now the creator's profile is monetized, and every post just adds to their creator profile. Interesting. I think it's going up because before every post was monetized. What? That is crazy. Now the creator's profile is monetized, and every post just adds. Oh shit. That's okay. Okay, Zora, I see you. So like, okay, so they're doing crazy things over at Zora. The Ponzi-nomics are starting to come into full force on alt season here, and you know, Base has really been building some crazy stuff. To me, Base is like, the people on Base have been like the only ones really coding anything, or just like making cool stuff quietly in the bear market, from what I've seen anyway. You know, meanwhile, Solana is just trading every trending topic you could think of during the day, but Base has just been kind of building these little, you know, terminals and, you know, all this random stuff. So, you know, maybe it's going to be a crazy Base season. You know, maybe that's what we get with Ethereum going super high. You're going to see, of course, Ethereum meme coins catching incredible bids, because you can buy Ethereum meme coins very easily on Base. It's not very hard to bridge those over anyway. But you know, some of these Base meme coins could potentially be gems. You know, we got MFer coin. You know, MFers, they've been really like the mascot for Base, like leading the charge with all this building and stuff too. You know, at 12 million market cap, this could be a very, very undervalued coin. I would not be surprised if we saw just an absolute monster candle. If we got like a legitimate alt season, and you know, MFer continues to be like, you know, the like face NFT. From what I see anyway, I see a lot of MFers on Base chain. This thing will catch an absolutely crazy bid and a real Base alt season. This is like one of the ones I think will have the hardest pump, or like the biggest pump, if we do get like that Base alt season. So just putting it out there. I do not own any currently, so, but I'm just saying, I think that's going to be one of the biggest winners when it does happen. I do not. It's not my birthday. Let's just say, keep saying it's my birthday. Smurfcat. Can you check the chart? Check the chart. Smurfcat. Smurfcat had been performing pretty well, coming off the bottom there a little bit. Smurfcat, he is real. If you didn't know, now you know he is real. And, you know, he pumped from 2 mil up to 7 mil. And like I say, every time I bring up the Smurfcat chart, if you have kids and, you know, they see you trading all these random meme coin characters, they're probably only going to be able to name like 5 of them, and this would be one of them. If you showed them all the characters, like, oh yeah, that's Smurfcat. I know Smurfcat. So that's Smurfcat though. Smurfcat is ingrained in internet culture lore forever because of how viral it went last year. But I mean, that's Smurfcat. I think they're gonna have to try to do you know, something a little more with Smurfcat to like really get it back on track. Maybe do, I don't know what, you can do anything you want with Smurfcat, but you know, maybe something to, you know, gain a little bit more attention to it. I don't know, but it's Smurfcat, man. It's freaking Smurfcat, and it's even catching a little bit of a bid here in alt season. Smurfcat is a derivative of my friend Shroom. Smurfcat is a Apu Shroom derivative. Where's it? Smurfcat? Check the chart. Oh yeah, I mean, Smurfcat. What can be said about this cat that hasn't already been said? I don't know. I like the cat. I personally like the cat. Smurf Cat's like one of my favorite internet characters, actually. He's probably in my like, I don't know. When you start getting that, he's up there though. I like the cat. I like the freaking cat. What can I say? Mumu Rekt. We looked at Mumu earlier, and I was actually very shocked to see that Mumu was still at 2.6 mil. And actually, since we've been talking, I think both Mumus have moved a little bit. Well, 9 mil. We'll go back to the ETH one real quick. See, you've been stuck in this accumulation range for a really long time, and you are just, man, you are at war right now, trying to break out of 2 million, bro. Whoever is selling your or farming your Mumu tokens at 2.5 mil, do everyone a favor and full clip it, so I can buy the dip and we can start pumping, because, bro, this thing can go a lot higher than that. Look at this bear up here. He's waiting for you at like 20 mil or so. But this is a clear accumulation range, a very tight accumulation range right there. And as soon as Mumu, breaks out, makes its highest daily candle close since probably of the year, I would say watch out. It might pull one of these. This is definitely a sleeper on Ethereum. I'm actually really surprised it's still at 2.6. 2.6.
Bust.
You got Rekt token going absolutely bananas. I still got to try some Rekt soft drinks. Okay. Let's go to something real quick that kind of made me mad. We're gonna go talk about it since all the Bobos are talking about it. I see. Apparently, you have to buy to vote in this IMF credit cartel thing right there. So, but it's not about that. It's like, you're using my community for engagement. You're like live voting results. Apu, Bobo, NPC, and you have like a tumbleweed, and then Bobo Capital is like the bear does it once. Who Bobo Capital is a legend, by the way. And then you got this little intern or whoever the hell posting, these little. I don't even know what the hell that is, bro. Is it like some TikTok creepypasta shit? I don't know. He said the bear must be hibernating. So, you're using my community as like engagement when clearly like Apu and Bobo are two of the most, engaging communities. Whatever, you gotta buy the token to vote or something like that. So if it's gonna be like that and you want to talk shit, just take us off the site, bro. I don't know. We can do it without you. We've been doing it without, everybody in the past. And you're going to need all the leverage you can get if you want to keep up with Bobo. So that's just what I'm going to say about that. They're engagement farming. Exactly. I was like, yeah, okay. It looks like you got Mog glasses on. I'm smelling a Mog cat behind that account. Someone said bunch of bums, says Snotty. We literally market made all their coins at this point. Yeah, I ain't buying a vote, says Kung Fu Apu. Honestly, it's like an IQ. I was like, I wanted to say, there's a lot I want to say about that, but it feels like this is an IQ test. And Apu and Bobo and NPC are winning the IQ test. Because if leverage and bull markets has told you anything, I've already relayed this to my community too. Like, leverage and bull markets and apps like that scare me, and I don't want my supply locked up in something that can pop and explode and go to zero, because then it will affect every chart. So I think I'll pass. I love the organic type deal, and honestly, we're outperforming everybody that you're listening besides Rekt. So I'm just going to keep it at that. And you're just, if you want an engagement farm, Bobo and Apu, go ahead, do it some other way, but fuck your vote. Low IQ test. Buying a vote is crazy. I agree. Begging me to use their platform. You're going to need all the leverage you can get to keep up with Bobo and Apu during alt season. I'll tell you that right now. I want everyone here to know I lost 21 clones. I can't even. I'm not gonna. Hold on. All right. I want everyone here to know I lost 21 clones to leverage on a protocol just like IMF Still cry once in a while. R.I.P. Chef. Man, there are so many people who got wrecked on freaking clones, man, because clones were like, man, they had so many promises, just didn't really turn out, you know, like, like the Nike, damn, dude, I can't even, CloneX, that was CloneX, I can't even freaking remember the name right now. They had so many, you know, promises about what was going to happen. I guess I got to go to Blowfin to find them, or Blur. We got a Nike collab. We got all these, you know, Murakami airdrops, and these things had one of the more extravagant bubble pops of the NFT meme coin cycle. These things were trading at like, what was it, like a 12, 14 ETH floor, and now, you know, they're at 0.2, like a Mechaverse almost type explosion. I turned down an offer for 500K on my Murakami clone, and all my clones put together are worth like $6,200 right now. Yeah, Live in the chat too. Well, they're worth nothing right now, so at least you had fun along the way. Do not get Trading Ben started on his Clone X's, bro. Trading Ben, he does not like any NFTs like at all, but he he loved Clone X's, bro. He loved Clone X's. So yeah, and it's they just promise so many things, man. Like, I was like, damn, I wish I had a Clone X, but you know, there were like 10 or, you know, 15 ETH at the time, and I was like, damn, I'm priced out like hell. But even if I like hit like a banker trade on ETH or whatever, you would think about like throwing 10 ETH, be like, hell yeah, bro, I got a Clone X, it's badass, right? And now they're at like 0.2, 0.3, and I'm just like, no. But I still think they're like cool aesthetically. There's just a shitload of them. There's like 19,000 of them. Someone said they wanted to CTO it. I don't really know if it's a project you can CTO, but damn, by all means, go ahead and try. You know, I think people are catching a bid right now, because NFT season is starting to come back a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think, didn't they just kind of, I don't know if they like abandoned the project, or they were like, we're just not going to do it anymore. Was that the deal? And they just kind of like stepped away. I think I remember seeing a tweet like that. So Chef says they're literally worthless now. I think I saw a tweet like that. Insane. Yeah, NFT season was absolutely insane, and I think that kind of like, you know, to bring it all full circle is, you know, that's how crazy things can get in real alt seasons. When you're getting $1 million offers on, you know, your digital collectibles, and you're just like, no, I'm not, bro. They're sponsored by Nike, and we're going even higher. Cool PFP, custom sad, bro. Yeah. Trading Ben has the sad, bro, PFP, bro. These, okay, I think let's talk about these real quick. Let's talk about these real quick. I think, is this them right here? Okay. If you're just starting out, if I was just starting out, and you know, I'd had no relation to, like, you know, Bobo, Apu, Pepe, or whatever. You're just kind of like a new trader, and you just kind of like want to, you know, be a part of, like, you know, the community, or you like, you know, the Remilios or whatever. There's a lot of cool, like, Remilio derivatives out there, like sad, bro. Like, look at these like little emo Remilios and stuff like that. And these things are basically free. These are like, what is this? 0.005 ETH. So what is this, like $5 or something? I don't know. I think they're like $5. And if you want to be like, well, I own, I mean, you could basically like right click save it and no one's gonna know anyway. I don't know. But if you just want to be like, I own my NFT, you know, if it matters or bugs you or whatever, they're basically free. But there are just a lot of cool little Remilio derivatives out there, and I would just kind of like you know, just make it my profile picture and just kind of like troll. I don't know. Or you can get a Bobo, and if I see a lot of people just getting like Bobo memes and making those their profile pictures for free too. You can do that. You can go to bobomemes.com and be like, hey, this is my profile picture, because we have over 6,000 Bobo memes uploaded to the website now. And this is, you know, just spanning over years and years of Bobo memes from, you know, me, Bobo Capital, 4chan, anonymous users, previous Bobo projects that have crashed and burned before, you know, we finally said enough was enough. You know, that could be your profile picture. This could be your I think I don't know. This could be your profile picture. This is the real Bobina. This is Bobina before, you know, 4chan took her and absolutely sexualized the market forces. I'm sure if we go to Biz right now, we'll probably see a Bobina thread right off the jump, because Bobina has really been taking off on Biz. I don't know what the hell that is. Probably, maybe not. Maybe they've gotten tired of Bobina. No Bobinas. I see a lot of Bobos and the usual suspects on here. Snibu. I'm looking for Bobina. She's not on here. I'm sure she's uploaded to the site though, to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Bobina. There she is. Okay, yes. So Bobina. Bobina has been driving 4chan absolutely crazy. There has been other ones like Mumina, and I think the crab, like Snibu the crab, is I think, well, we're still trying to figure out her name. I've seen like Snibu, like Snibatha, or like Krabatha, or like Snibina. So I think Krabatha is a really good name. But yeah, this is Bobina, and she is breaking hearts on 4chan right now. So there's your she kind of look, you know what I think it is she kind of looks like Roxanne from the Goofy movie. So it's like triggering some past emotions from all these guys on the board. Auntie B, Bobo meme site. Mooncat on Bobo site. Is there Mooncat on here? I'm sure there's, yeah, he got Mooncat. I think the funniest Bobo meme with Mooncat I've seen is where I think Bobo Capital made it. I'm not sure. With the Mooncat being used as a telephone. Hold on, let's see real quick. I think I posted it. Yeah, this one. Him replacing the cell phone with a Mooncat, so it's like a Mooncat phone. Pick up the phone. Mooncat's calling. Mooncat millions are on the phone. Pick up. So we need more Mooncat phone memes. Those are pretty good. Oh man, we almost have 2,000 total viewers here now on stream. I've been live for almost 2 hours though, but it's been kind of fun. We've been just looking at random stuff. I'm not really seeing anybody making any new Bobo content. Just quickly scrolling through MEXC. I see a lot of new Apus though, constantly. I know a lot of the Apu bros are always lurking. And we got more Mooncat memes. So Bobo, this has just turned into part of the Bobo lore. Is we adopted a Mooncat. We got a cat, and he's in the shape of a moon. It's kind of funny because you know, it's Bobo the bear, bearish meme, and he adopted a bullish animal. So, you know, it's kind of a good little story right there, because maybe even Bobo the bear has a little bit of a soft spot for Mooncat. Don't mess with Mooncat. That's what we're trying to say. Don't mess with Mooncat. Looking around the market, let's check out the DXY real quick. I want to see futures on the stock market real quick. DXY, let's go to the daily real quick. DXY still kind of chopping lower. It's a little bit of a red, so that bodes well for potential alt season. Futures gapped up. They're green currently, so that's a pretty good sign. Gold is green. It looks like there was a sell-off on open, and it already rebounded and is now green on the daily, or it's fighting with it right now. Silver, same type of deal. So let's look at some of the foreign markets right now. Japan, they are down 0.5% right now. Let me look at you on that. So they're down 0.5%, down 0.4 currently. Fighting with that. So it looks like the markets are rebounding a little bit of a mixed signal right now. So that's why Bitcoin is a little bit red at the moment. No one really knows which way to move. Let's go look at Pump Fun. Pump Fun. Look at the monthly. Shit.
Bruh.
I bought. No, I didn't buy Pump Fun. I did long. I think, like I said, I think I was the only one who longed Pump Fun and made money. I did post a Pump Fun chart. Man, it was way up here. So there was like this little breakout pattern here on Pump Fun. It broke out and then it started retracing. So I sold like right here. So it didn't fully retrace. I didn't round trip my profit. So I had a little bit of a long trade. Just like I made like $2,000 or something. I don't know, something real small. But looking back, I'm like, damn, I guess I made out okay, because this shit went straight down after he said, fuck it, Jew mode. I am very jealous of the people who put in a short on this, though. Like being a bear myself and not shorting probably the greatest short that we're going to see all year. I'm sure it's going to rebound soon, but this is probably about as good as it's going to get for a short in this market, especially with everything being so bullish. This thing went down. How far did this go down so far? Let's see, price range. Let's do this. Damn, 65%. Okay, so 60% retrace right there. I think it's sitting just below $1 billion market cap as well. I mean, everyone's down on it right now, so you know, that's what they say, buy when everyone else is fearful. So do I know if it's the bottom or not on Pump? I do not. I think their back is kind of against the ropes right now. You could say, buy Pump because everyone's bearish on it right now, but the weird thing is you have Bonk and then Jupiter, piling on with their launch pad. Not just the launch pad because it was already out, but they're starting to hard shell coins on it now. So they're kind of like piling on with Pump against Pump right now. And then you have Moonshot, the dark horse back there. So I think it's a little complicated for Pump Fund. They're going to have to do some things to kind of reestablish, trust in the Solana ecosystem, the crypto community, to kind of turn things around. Because I don't think they expected Bonk to come out, and throw hands like they did. So, I don't know. Bobo is a pet owner. I agree. Defy Dog says, good buy area on Slapcoin. Funny meme. Legit Muay Thai sponsorships for Slap. Interesting. I'll go look at Slapcoin real quick. Go look at Slap. Slapcoin. I already love your... Is this it right here? Hold on. With the Sega Genesis font? Right here? Is that it? It's been out since June, and it's a 1.2 mil. But yeah, there you go. That's I think this is you. Slapcoin. Are you on base chain? You got the Sega type font. But yeah. Okay, so what else is there to look at? We've been live for 2 hours right now, but we're still looking at stuff right now. We can look at Altcoin. Oh man, Altcoin is gonna pump so hard because they're gonna get IMF. They're gonna get IMF.
Bruh.
They're gonna get the market fund. You guys see that when you know, oh, we're gonna flip Bobo. We're gonna flip Bobo. I'm gonna shut up. So Altcoin is catching a little bit of a bid at a support area right here. It is where you previously bounced in the past, right around 69 mil market cap, and where you broke down right here. And now this is looking like a little checkpoint, so you're catching a bid at 69 mil market cap on Altcoin. So we'll see what happens right there. That's my cult analysis. I'm sorry, that's it. I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Yeah, Bobo looks bullish. Mooncat looks bullish. The market looks bullish, and we will see what happens tomorrow morning on Monday. And tomorrow is Monday, and I'll do another stream tomorrow. I am kind of having fun being back streaming right now, and I'll do another stream tomorrow. I don't know how many more streams I'll do after that. I don't know. It really just depends on the market. I kind of come back and talk when I feel like there's things to talk about again. But it was good to catch back up on these charts and kind of look at everything, and things have been playing out pretty nicely. Apu is trying to break out on the weekly. Retardio breaking out. Bobo billions, y'all know the drill. We'll see how Ethereum reacts tomorrow morning. Hopefully we just break out and have like the most bullish week ever and ascend to the sky and the heavens, to the moon, to the Mooncat. Bobo is going to 500 mil by the end of the summer, says Moon Fungus. I tend to agree.
The meme coin supercycle is not just a prediction about the future. It's already happening.
And Lockheed Martin Inu says peace out. And Lockheed Martin Inu looks cleared for takeoff as well. Bobo all-time percentage that's such a big number I can't even read it. Colt all-time high, or percent negative 84. Yeah. So I'll see y'all later. That has been my time. I do thank you all for yours. And as always, the target remains Bobo Billions.
Target remains Bobo Billions. You son of a bitch. If you keep using my community for engagement, I'm gonna put hands on every last one of you mog cats. Fucking pussy coin with your pit vipers. Bunch of crying pussies with glasses. If I hate every last one of you pieces of shit. Bobo Billions, you son of a bitch.
That's a fucking win. That's a fucking win.